All right, hello everyone. I'm going to try and go through this second chapter of the book I'm working on now, the Joseph Smith graphic novel, and try and explain how I've just recently reworked it to, I think, make it a stronger, make it stronger in storytelling. So let's get through this here. This is the first version of the chapter that I did. These are the color printouts that I do like as a reference. This is the best way to show you. So the chapter went like this here. I did this a couple years ago. I've been working on this book for a while, but I've been kind of circling back and rewriting stuff to make it stronger if I can. So it takes place in Harmony, Pennsylvania in 1825. Here we have Joseph. He's treasure hunting and trying to find this lost Spanish silver mine that this man Josiah has told him about. And we meet this guy named Isaac Hale, who has been funding the trip, and who at this point in their mission looking for this silver mine is fed up with him, and he's like, I'm out of here, or whatever. Joseph's like, oh, my eyes hurt, I don't, they basically decided to just call off this expedition. Cut to Joseph and his father walking, and Joseph's father saying, I'm gonna head back home now. This mission is over, basically, and our family need us. And Joseph saying, well, I'm going to stay behind because I'm interested in Isaac Hale's daughter, Emma, and I'm going to try and take, romance her, I guess. So then cut to the Isaac Hale's dinner, his family here, and he's saying Joseph Smith and his father are not allowed in our house anymore. And Emma's like, okay, that's fine, whatever. And he's like, I know that you guys are together. And she's like, nope, whatever. Anyway, so then cut to Emma and Joseph are hanging out, getting to know each other in secret. Work more, getting to know each other. You're seeing the seasons change to show that they've been spending a lot of time together. It's kind of romantic. Joseph's at this guy's house. He says, I'm going to go ask Emma to marry me. So cut to Isaac's house, and Joseph saying, I want to marry Emma, and the father saying, no, get out of here, you don't own anything, you're a disgrace, you're a crook, whatever, get out of here. So Joseph runs off. He's like, oh, my hat's gone. Cut to this mill that Joseph's working at, and this guy is explaining to Joseph how to make flour. So I went through all the steps on how a grist mill worked. Then this house that he's staying at, he's telling him about the vision of the angel he saw. Okay, is that right? Yeah, and then cut to Emma and him are talking, and he explains to Emma about the angel story again, right? She says, oh my gosh. They get married. They run off to Palmyra together, back to New York, to Joseph's family. And she's really sad because she didn't even get to say goodbye to her family. And now she's staying in a room, sharing a room with Joseph's little brother, or family members and little brother. Then we have Emma. Her life is just drudgery. She's really sad. She says, I want to go back home and get my clothing and talk to my father. Joseph says, okay. He tells her about the stone. They're going back to Pennsylvania. You can see it's so like, ugh, like, I don't know, it's just too much, and it rubs me the wrong way whenever I'd be working on the book and I'd be thinking about it. Like, it's just so much crap. Like, I need to figure out how to simplify this whole story. Even though this is how it happened, it was a lot of back and forth. So I had to figure out, it just didn't feel right, and I thought about it for the past couple of years as I've been working on this story. And I decided that I need to fix it, okay? So they go back to Isaac's house. He says, oh my gosh, you married my daughter, I hate you, whatever. And he's like, sorry. Cut to Emma actually saying goodbye to her family and going off with Joseph. Joseph sees this, is holding his seer stone and puts it away. So, basically symbolizing that he's done with that treasure hunting life that started in the beginning of the chapter, or that we showed at the beginning of this chapter. Okay, so here's what I've done to that chapter. Now, starts off just like before here. The same page, Joseph's hunting for this silver mine. Isaac's sick of dealing with this. He leaves. Joseph says, "Oh, my eyes, I can't do this anymore." So they decide to call off the expedition. Then instead of, we have, let's see, where is it? We have this page where it's just them kind of walking and talking. And this page, I didn't like this. I don't like that they're just out for a walk and talking. So I combined it into Joseph's father is on the horse. He's leaving town, and Joseph is saying, "I'm staying here behind because I want to basically, I want to romance Emma Hale." And these guys who own the mill that I showed he was working at are like, "Yeah, he's going to stay here. We'll take care of him. Don't worry about it." So now we know what his intentions are. Then cut back to Isaac Hale's family here in this panel, but now I've drawn it as one page. And he's saying the Smiths are not allowed in this household. He says, "Emma, stay away from Joseph." She's like, "Okay." Next page is the same. So here she is. They meet in private. Kind of sneak off together. New page here. Emma's in church. This is her little Methodist church, and they're singing. And she notices that Joseph is in the church with her, standing next to her, and they are making eye contact and singing together. And that this page was important to insert just to show that Emma had a life, that she was religious before she met Joseph. I don't know. It's just a little bit more background info on Emma, because in this chapter here we didn't really know anything about Emma besides that she was sneaking around with Joseph. So here we have her working, her little brother saying, "I saw Joseph in our church, and you guys were stealing glances at each other and stuff," and she kind of tricks him into just not telling her parents about it. So then we have the leaves, because the seasons are changing. We have Emma here reading the Bible, reading about love from John 4:18, just to show that she was a good religious girl and that she's interested and that she's thinking about love with Joseph. She's feeling very romantic towards him. That's a new scene. Cut to this page, which is in here. So this scene here, I cut out these pages here because I realized it was just it wasn't done the best I could do. So I got rid of that scene, took all the information that was in that scene and put it into other pages here. So then we have them walking together, just showing the passage of time. Here's Joseph working at the mill. I reworked this so that we don't have this scene at all anymore. This was just too much and stupid. And we have the mill in this part here, but it was just like an instruction on how to work at a grist mill, which is, it's a non sequitur. It doesn't make any sense. So instead I just have the actions taking place as Joseph is telling this family about seeing the angel. So what I've done is I combined this panel, just this one silent panel, I've combined what they would have been talking about with the actual mill scene. So that's better. That's a stronger way to tell the story. Cut to a little dance happening in the town. There's Isaac dancing, having a great time. And then we see that Emma is not in there, not in the barn. She's out here with Joseph, and they're talking. And he's telling her a little bit about what his purpose is in life. He has to go back to Palmyra, New York, and get these plates out of the ground. And then we get a little romantic secret dance here. And the whole purpose of adding that dance scene into the chapter is to show that just a little bit of what the town life was like. So I didn't have that in this earlier chapter, so I included that. Then we have Joseph back at the mill. Now we see it's winter, a little bit of winter landscapes, and then the mill. And he's saying to Joseph Knight, who works in the mill with him, like, I'm gonna marry Emma. And he's saying, I don't think so. Her father's very stubborn, he's a scary guy. So then we have this page, which is right here. Only you see I've taken this panel and replaced it with just a outside shot of the house, which I only drew one window here, and then on Photoshop I'll just take those windows, copy them, and paste them in. So we keep this page of Joseph being rejected. We have Joseph walking away, like this, these two panels up here. And then we have Joseph, cut to Joseph and Emma again underneath this bridge, and he's telling her that he wants to marry her and he wants to take her back to Palmyra, New York. He has to go back there and dig up these plates. That's what he promised he would do. He would translate this book, and he wants to take her with him. So he tells her the story. So silent visual page. And she's overwhelmed by it. He tells her he loves her. And then they're married secretly. Okay, so that is this page here. So this is the other version of that scene, and then this is the marriage. It's just better. That's how it goes. I mean, these are years apart, but drawn years apart. So there they are. They're going off to New York here on this chapter. What I've done now is I've just gotten rid of this whole idea that they go back to Palmyra and he introduces her to the family and stuff like that, and she's there suffering and working. I just thought this is just a lot of extra. I mean, that's the way it happened in real life, but I'm telling a story, and I want to make sure that it's just straightforward and clear. So I've gotten rid of all of that stuff of them going back to Palmyra in this chapter, and I've just cut straight from they're getting married, and then he goes back and tells her father, "I've married your daughter." And he says, "Oh no," and basically, come back to Harmony and I'll make your life better or whatever. And Joseph's like, "Yeah, well, I'm an honest man. I don't treasure hunt anymore and stuff." And then we have the last page of the chapter is her saying goodbye to her family, and he's taking her back to Palmyra. So that's how the official chapter will end. This whole chapter now takes place only in Harmony, Pennsylvania. I don't have the going back to Palmyra stuff. Her working and her life is depressing and stuff. I got rid of all of this because even though that's the way it happened, I needed to simplify the story. And I think the reader will forgive me for that because it's just easier going. So anyway, hey, thanks. I hope you could follow that. I know that's a lot of crazy stuff to talk about. And this is the second chapter in the book. It's not spoilery or anything. It is what it is. I just wanted to show you how what my process is like, constantly going back and forth and fixing things and tightening things up. And I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good day.